Welcome to Innovative Strategies with Bill Hasse. Innovative Strategy is a show designed to help people with their business and personal financial literacy, but not in the way that you have known. This is not your grandpa's financial literacy, as Bill uses his 30-plus years in the financial industry to stretch your financial box from, let's say about a 30,000-foot view of things. Bill and his guests have helped hundreds of clients achieve and surpass their financial goals. If you have any questions, please email Bill at bill@billhasse, that's Bill at billhaase.com, or reach out to him right here at 216thenet@gmail.com. Well, welcome in. Do not adjust your Facebook or YouTube or whatever it is that you are viewing on. You're going to take a look at William Hasse out there at TimberJaxe with the crew from TimberJaxe. And it's a great morning to get jaxed.
Pretty funny there, big chat. And I'm William now to you, huh? That's it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This was a fish. You're on location. I had to use William.
All right. Well, you change it up on me every week and keep it lively. I appreciate that. I want to start off by saying, first of all, thank you to all our veterans. Tomorrow is Veterans Day. I can't tell you how much we appreciate all the things that veterans have done.
So true.
For us to live the lives we live now. And, that's kind of what we're here about. This is a new axe throwing shop that has opened up in Libertyville, Illinois here. And this place is a blast, man. This is, I've experienced it a couple of times now. And, but we're not here necessarily to talk about just Jaxe and TimberJaxe and coming out here and having a great time. We're here because these gentlemen are building a business. And I have Jai, Mehdi, and a partnership with Michelle, strategic partnership with Michelle that, they're building something here. And this is what the show is about. It's how do you build something? And these gentlemen and Michelle have it down. They know what they're doing, and we're going to learn from them, trials and tribulations, things that they've gone through and how they've put this place together. So Jai, Mehdi, Michelle, welcome to the show. Give us a little background on how TimberJaxe got started.
Sure. Yeah. Well, thanks for having us on the show. This is exciting, and thank you for hosting. So I think when we're talking about business and how we all got here, there's always a journey and there's always a story, and we have diverse backgrounds. We have a mutual partner, business partner, and the partnership team, Mehdi, myself, and Anas Bukilis, who is our big behind the scenes leader, but he's also very in the front. So he is the one that kind of brought this together. Mehdi has a long-standing business owner in the Chicagoland area and owned Jaffa Bagels. He could tell you about that. My big background has been in retail and retail management of businesses and all kinds of startups. So the partnership team assembled based on an opportunity. And the opportunity, out of all the places in the world we could have gone or were going, happened to be in Libertyville, Illinois, and happens to be an axe throwing lounge. So how it came to be is we have the right partnership team as we come together, the right the people to make something like this happen and carry forward, and introducing something new that's not really in the market yet with a sober lounge and the TimberJaxe axe throwing. So it's been an interesting journey at a very short time. We're having to see a lot of success.
You guys have been, 3 months in? 3-4 months?
Just about 2 months since grand opening.
Okay.
Right.
Wait, did you say sober lounge?
Yes.
Right. There we go. Okay.
Important. Good catch, Ken.
Yeah.
That's a great catch. No, there's no alcohol served here. So you're a little bit safer than you might be if you brought your wife and you weren't getting along and having too many cocktails.
Bill, what are you doing there?
You don't see me throwing axes because.
Okay.
But you brought up an important point on opportunity. So the opportunity happened to be axe throwing. So you guys are kind of of a mindset, a mind frame where it could have been any kind of business.
Yeah, right.
Right. But this is the one you chose and you're moving forward with.
If I elaborate a little bit, so it's not really chosen, it happened like that. And as Jay said, we jumped an opportunity that the place was here, it closed down for some reason, and we saw that it's a very good opportunity to open it again in a different way, with different perspective and vision, and to make it big and extended further to the nation and even worldwide. Why not?
Well, we'll get into that part of it, because I know you want to grow this, and we've had some really great conversations. But let's start more at the beginning. You've assembled a team.
So yeah, the team, and it's such a fun journey. And if you were to ask me 6 months ago, if I would have been in the Axe Throwing Lounge in Libertyville, Illinois, I would have no idea. And by far, out of all the businesses we've been involved in or endeavored or started or been a partnership in, this is the funnest. Obviously, we did our due diligence beforehand, and Anas brought it to me. Has a long business relationship with Mehdi. Anas and I have a long business relationship. He said, let's look at this industry and tell me what you think. Is it got opportunity? What's the potential for franchising? What can be, what can we do with this? So beforehand, we put it together and said, yeah, let's jump into it. There's a market that it's just starting. It's a young industry and it's growing fast.
Okay.
So the opportunity is there. And then,
but you important part.
Yeah.
You said we did our due diligence.
Right.
Hello.
Due diligence.
Folks, due diligence. Do your homework. This is why a lot of businesses fail. They don't do due diligence. They just say, I got a great idea. I'm going to start it up. I get rocking and rolling. I don't have a business plan. I don't do my due diligence. I haven't checked the numbers. I don't know where the money's coming from, but I know I got this amazing idea. You guys do your due diligence. You have strategic partnerships. You brought in people from around the country, actually, and you came to a conclusion this was something that was a good opportunity.
Right, and even a great one. And looking at the industry, when we go through this investigation period and we dissect, what are the problems we're going to be facing? Well, let's start with axes and alcohol. Doesn't seem to be a good fit, even though it's working and it's still showing increase, but it just didn't make sense. So, that's where let's introduce a new concept that can cater to more family up. So 12 and up and family bonding and no axes and alcohol when implements a sober bar. So that's where we get into catering to all levels of different types of gameplay.
I mean, you bring in corporate
Safety.
events. You will have an axe throwing team. You have many different ways in which you bring folks into here, and I think corporate world especially likes the idea of doing something in a place like this where there's no alcohol involved, and they reduce the risk of potential issues and concerns. Because of any of you have ever been to a Christmas party and had too much to drink and said the wrong thing, I feel your pain. I know how that happens.
Indeed.
But it's again, we're doing due diligence before we're even opening doors.
So due diligence, and we look at the market and we're saying, all right, well, do we have potential to grow? Do we have potential to franchise? Yes. All these check marks in our kind of micro list, we're not going to really truly know until we get totally into it. We're going to learn as we grow, but I think the foundation of us pulling the trigger on this is knowing that we have a super strong partnership team, where we have the IT, we have the in-house marketing, we have the technology capabilities, we have the experience of restaurant, hospitality, ownership and management, we have experience in retail management and franchising, and we're all just utility players, and we're going to go get it.
You're seasoned veterans.
We're
Okay,
seasoned.
so this is not Jim Smith off the street that just quit his corporate job and says, I'm going to hang a shingle up and people are going to want to come talk to me because I know all this stuff. This is very, very strategic and unlike many or most startups,
Right.
to be honest with you. Most people get an idea or concept and they try to figure out, okay, how can I bring this to fruition and get this up and running and make money at it?
Mhm.
But you're doing due diligence. You've already worked all those things out before you even open your doors, before you even get committed to opening doors.
Yeah, and I think a lot, and it doesn't mean we're still not learning a fortune, and we're fumbling around. We're like, all right, well, now we know when we cross this thing, we have to check that off the list is now we got to do it this way, and part of business ownership at any level. If you're a seasoned veteran or you're just brand new at it, for us, we have the capabilities to take something and grow it quickly. We know we do. So let's give it a shot. And there's still risk. There's still all
It's
that
high
stuff
expectations.
there. It's high expectations.
I want to add something in these what do you call that, due diligence?
Due
Doing
diligence.
the homework. So this
Right.
is a fact and this is a story. And then I would like the audience to see little story and real story behind the theory, which is great, this kind of thing. So when we jump in this place, the homework done is in 24 hours. Means the guy, he tell me that, hey, you want to buy the place? Hey, we want to buy the place. You're sure? It's like, yeah. You want to throw axe? I don't want to throw axe. I told him here's the offer, and then we can close in a day. So a day? He was like, yeah, you're joking. I said, I'm not joking. We sense the opportunity.
Right.
The work is done because we're in Twitter. We know what's the opportunity was, and we work.
You've been there.
Now the guy he brought to my attention said, "No, this is ridiculous." After we closed the deal within 48 hours, because like, listen, people for the 6 months they came from Texas, they come from all over the countries. Corporate people, they come like 10 people. They stay 1 week here, and they get me ping ponging for weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
they
corporate world for you.
and they couldn't
Right.
even make a decision.
That's corporate world for you.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So this is doesn't negate the homework. Because the homework, as Jai said, if the opportunity is there and the experience talk, right away the team boom boom boom, homework done, and then you start in the actions. Because the opportunity, sometimes you have to jump in it fast. Cannot take like weeks and months to do your things. It's here, tomorrow is not there.
Well, you've each been involved in opening several businesses. So when you talk about intuition, it's very, very important, but not everybody has intuition, right?
Does not.
Does not have
Does not.
intuition, does not. They've never opened a business.
Yes.
Jai, we spoke a little bit in the green room here beforehand and talked about, you're going to fail. Right? Failures are going to happen. We brought that quote up, failures are the stepping stone to success.
Sure.
And you have to account for that. You have to allow for that in a business, because otherwise it's going to throw you off track. We also talked about, in order to maybe reduce some of those failures, that you bring in strategic partners.
Right.
Right. And people with a background like Nettie, Michelle, it's important that people who are starting businesses understand they can't do everything themselves.
That's right. It's
I-
like a famous billionaire. I think we all know who this is when I say these three things, the 3 Ps: invest in people, process, and product. Right? People are number one. And where our partner Anas, who's not here on this he's from soon. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't, maybe he's watching. I'm sure he's
I'm sure Marcus is a good friend of the show for sure.
So anyways, like our partner Anas, it takes like this intuitive partnership and also these dynamics, but you go into these things like, all right, are we going to go into this thing stronger with more of an advantage so we can eliminate our risk to loss? If we're going to lose, let's make sure we're going to learn from that. And the success is driven by failure. And that's where we had that little conversation. But talking about people, and getting back to that subject, people are the most important investment. You invest in your people.
I agree with that, but
Anas
not
invested.
everybody sees that.
Yeah, and Anas invested in people, right? Opportunity came, the investment comes in, people come in, and then we became a partnership, and now we're investing in people. We have strategic alliances with like Michelle, that is embedded in the community, that has a strong background in marketing and education, and has worked for big corporations, so she has that polished approach. So like, this is a strategic investment. When you don't look at like all these little things that add up, if you're going to open a small business, because that's what we are right now, but we're going into the big picture of taking this and building a business that supports communities, a business that doesn't support alcohol or getting intoxicated to have fun. They can support family bonding time. They can support corporations in team building. They can support the Navy with the grads that are coming in, because that's our town here, right? So we have that element. Thank you, veterans. Thank you for your service. And being able to say, okay, we have some strong elements around this small populated area, right? And so let's maximize that, and let's make sure that we hit a dynamic approach that if we do fail, what are we willing to risk to lose? And sometimes in that business, this is not a recipe for failing in our team. And that's why we're still here, and we're getting action.
Great point. You're looking at the different options of what can happen going forward. Right. And how far this is. So, I was in the finance world, as Kent points out, over 30 years. We'll leave it at that. And I was in the trading pits, and you have to manage your risk, right? How much are you willing to lose before you got to get out of that trade, right? And I don't think a lot of business owners think about that. They just kind of put their head down and they grind their way through and try to do everything instead of getting strategic partners and relationships to help them over certain humps that you need to get through, which, by the way, helps you actually succeed more quickly if you're bringing other people in to help you out, because there isn't anybody out there who knows everything about how to build a business from scratch to complete success. Sorry, it's not there. You have to have people. You have to have help. But and you recognize that before you even really got started.
And hopefully you do. I mean, a lot of people don't. And advice to the world is, like, if you're going to start a business, don't just do your due diligence. If you're ready to drop your life savings, if you're a small business owner, or if you're a big high risk investor with plenty of capital just to lose, they still look at it like, I don't want to lose $100 versus any $100,000. Nobody wants to lose money. We don't go into this with the expectation we're going to lose money, but people get caught up sometimes in the startup business world because it's exciting and you can see growth somewhere. You're like, man, I got a dream. I can make this happen, and I can raise some money, and I can do all these things. Now it's all exciting. Now we're going to bring a partner. Now we're 50-50, and this is all exciting.
I'm going to be a millionaire.
Then we're going to open this business up. We're like, oh, how do you run a POS system? Oh my gosh, our doors are, there's people. It's like all these things come into play where if you don't do your certain level of due diligence, you don't do your homework, and I mean, the world is like, it's a cruel place. And if you don't treat people, like yourselves and the people that are working with you side by side with the same respect that everybody walks in that door like their family, and you're not prepared to handle that business, then that's going to show, because people can come in and be like, well, yep, I didn't like that, and they're gone. You'll lose them as soon as they walk into a retail, right?
And what's worse is they'll go tell 100 people.
Right.
They have a great experience. They might tell 3 or 4.
Right.
But they have a bad experience and it goes out of its broadcasts on internet radio.
Yep.
But the word gets out there. But
like those reviews are critical. We were just talking about this the other day. You can have 5-star reviews all day long. You get 1 star, and that's like getting a hard inquiry in your credit report.
Ask any Uber driver. They learn that quickly. I learned my lesson about hiring Uber drivers. Make sure they're 4.7 or higher or something with those stars. But how did you two meet?
So we met through Anas. Anas is our mutual business partner, multiple ways.
You have to give him a break.
Yeah,
get him a cup of water.
And so it's
you have to give him a break.
Great. So I love
1 hour talk.
1 hour talk.
10 minutes.
If you don't know Mehdi, this guy is full of life.
Full of something.
I'm holding myself. Has been
he's got an on and
thank you, from Michelle.
How many years? I don't know how old you are, but it's been a long time since anybody's found an off switch on you.
I am from 0 to 10. I'm 0.
You're 0 to 100 and
neutral now. I'm very neutral.
You rev it now.
Now I'm learning the process to go through dialogue, and I'm learning, and I'm getting where you're taking us, and it's an amazing because it's a business. So we're getting an idea of where you want to show your audience, and that's great because we're learning from you as well, and you're an authority. Really, we appreciate the big deal, Bill. How to get to know that? I think I want to give him like a break to put his stuff on his way. So basically, as you said, so Anas is our mutual friend, and Anas, he reached out to Jai. I think the first couple of weeks, I don't know, maybe the first couple of days a week. So he will tell you the detail. And then Jai, he loved the idea, I think, and he flew here to Libreville September 12th. So we have 4 weeks now.
2 months.
2 months.
2 months.
Oh, wow,
I know. 2 months. We've done a lot in 2 months here.
No, seriously. I mean, it goes fast. So 2 months, and he did amazing. He helped us, and he set up a lot of things. We got the grand opening with the mayor and the whole crowd of Libreville. You came that day. We met you that day, and I reached out to you.
Yeah, came for the grand opening.
We have 3 weeks to prepare for grand opening.
It was kind of fun. And that's about it. Since then, we are.
Hey, nobody got hurt. It was a good time.
I would like you that you move to this side because Michelle, she has to say something. Her back is going. She has to walk. So Ask Michelle how she get in. I think she's in.
How did you bring Michelle in?
Okay, she will tell the story. She's a storyteller.
So long story short.
No, make it long, please.
No,
Don't be punctual.
I started my own venture about a year ago as a community ambassador. I started my own company after about 20 years in corporate America for a Fortune 50 company in sales and marketing. Training as a national trainer is most of my background. Having started this new company, I've met Bill, and I came in here to sell my new company to these guys and instantly felt something. So it's that intuition we talked about, right? And it just kind of flipped around where they offered me an opportunity to help develop strategic accounts. Like Bill, you said, the corporate team building accounts, like what we can offer to something a little bit untapped versus sitting around at a restaurant getting fat and getting drunk for corporate events and team building. This sounded like a wonderful opportunity. And I just instantly clicked with these guys and had that gut feeling that this might be something to do, and just seeing the future potential of what this business can do. I think it's the possibilities are endless. So they brought me on, and I'm really excited to be here. And it's really the gist of it.
Well, so opportunity begets opportunity, right? Which it when it's right, and you get in a flow and things just kind of move in a direction, and you're enjoying it, you're having fun, you're loving what you're doing, and it shows, right? And that is reflected on your clientele that you bring in here. They see it, they feel it. Michelle did.
Absolutely.
I did when I was, I think this is my third or fourth time here. And you've been open 2 months. I can't tell you anywhere else I've been 3 or 4 times in the last 2 months.
I want to say something that smart people with a business attitude, as Jay said, the people, the process, and the product. Right. I have Alzheimer's, so I barely sometimes remember things. But people of business, in my perspective, humble perspective, I'm not a corporate guy. I'm a street smart. I have an MBA. I study, but I've never worked under nobody. I've never worked under corporation. I do my things. But smart people, they have options. They create options for themselves, many options. They don't get stuck with 1 or 2 options. And then smart business people, they know how to connect the dots. There's a lot of dots. They know what dots it should be connected, and they connect it. And they connect the dots. And let's connect the dot, connect the dot, connect the dot, and that dot's going on. And that's how we get spider web of strong dots connections and a strong process, strong vision. And we grow up as a partners, as a community, as a group, as a humanity. And that's a take a brain. And a take a guts and a heart, because she said, I do have a heart here.
Yes.
It was like, I love if I say that, it was like a call. I'm coming here to do something, things changed, I feel welcomed, I feel warm. This is something not like very much superficial or hypocritical or just barely. No, this is something worth to put heart and mind. And this is where Jai, he left his place in a very comfortable, I'm learning about it. And he came to put time and investment here beyond the dollar sign. The dollar sign, it will be a result, it will be an outcome. But in the process,
you can't control that part.
Yeah, but in the process, we want to have fun. We want to enjoy the experience, the adventure, all this kind of thing. And that's what I do, and that's what he does too. And that's what she likes to be done in this space as well.
You bring up a great point. You say smart people have options. I like to say, so in one of my businesses, the tagline is we provide knowledge. Knowledge gives you options. Options gives you freedom. All right. And one of my pet peeves is how we have this amazing tool out there that everybody can use now, and nobody touches it. It's called Google. And
I touch it. That's how I parent.
I just learned today that YouTube is actually sourced more than Google is now.
Yes.
But the thing is the ability to learn, and when you learn, that creates more options. When you have 1 or 2 options and neither option is good, you don't have a chance, right? So go out there and learn and get knowledge. Whether you bring on strategic alliances, you bring on partners, you bring on smart people, then you let them do what they do.
That's the biggest thing. I love that you said that just now. When you could recognize, we go back to people. I have a couple sayings too, and one of them is we're either evolving or we're dissolving, and I choose evolution over dissolution. And if I'm not having fun, I don't want to do it. Because if I'm not having fun,
stuff it's no
fun. No, and if I'm not having fun, and there could be times in the business where it's not fun, But at the end of the day, are we having fun with what we're doing? Do we love what we do? Because that's going to translate out to your family life, to your friends, and to your partners. If you're not having fun in the environment, if you can't laugh at your mistakes while you fumble your way to success, then what's the point? I could go laugh at myself and my mistakes without being in business and risking loss.
That's addictive because look, people who have businesses and they have employees, which I don't like the word employees. I use the term contributors. Everybody's a contributor towards a common goal. But that's an important point because if somebody comes in and maybe they're not getting along with their spouse, maybe things are not going well, they bring that to the workplace and it spreads. Right? It's a virus. We call them disruptors.
Yes.
There are those, people don't leave companies, they leave bad managers, or they leave bad leaders. Leadership's a whole other subject we're not going to go after right now.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that you're trying to build this family style, and Mehdi, Michelle, and us all get to do what you do best.
Right.
And nobody's sitting there saying, you could have done it this way, or maybe you should look at it this way, or before you get started, can I tell you what I'm hoping to get? You got to be careful, right? You got to let people flourish.
Yeah, especially in dynamic relationships. And I love that subject too, because we were just having this conversation as well. Like internally, it's like to have a strong team, even if you're a single business owner and it's by yourself, you still have to assemble a team, do your due diligence, find your marketing, find your strategist, find your IT, find your CPA. There's all these things. You got to get along with them.
Yeah.
You got to trust them. You have to communicate. So like we got into that subject, like how do you work in an environment where you have to build communication and trust and transparency and commitment and compassion internally to where that there's another philosophy in the management style over the years that I've developed with hundreds of people working with me, never for me, and all the businesses that I call one voice. We all share one voice philosophy, and that's the way I like to work with our partnerships. Like we all can carry the ball. Like if something happens, somebody else can have the same voice. We all have a voice.
Key. You can't have one person go down and then everything closes down.
Right.
We've talked about the importance of writing down processes, procedures, so that other people can step right in, and take over position. Mehdi, I think last time I saw you, you weren't feeling all that great. Maybe not at your best, but can somebody else step up and help you and support you because they know, your role. They don't know as well as you do, right? They don't know how to do it exactly like you do, but they can keep the ship above floating.
Right. Yeah. People are capacity, as Jay said. When we connect the dots, we bring people, we let them flourish, and we become contributors. And people, they improve if the environment is good or good enough. There is up and down.
Yeah.
There is always communication and frustration here and there, but we are smart that we overcome. We see overall the pictures and we pick up the good versus the bad, the positive versus the negative.
Right.
When Jay said this place is sober here and there, I would love to add it in the spot that this place is positive environment. It is fun environment. It is non-toxic environment. So there is no profanity, no alcohol. And this is the philosophy, the vision that appeals a lot with people. They came with expectation. Did you have a booze? No, we have a sober bar. Hey, Jay, get them the kombucha. And then he goes like, what's that? And then he started doing his show, and he's like, oh, this is ridiculously good. Like my first time when he offered me the things, he told me, do you want to try the kombucha? The first day or second day. I was like, what was that? I'm a juice guy, I'm sweet. He was like, no, Mehdi, let me. I said, okay. So he got that little bit of, I call it the pee vinegar things. It looks like a beer. And then he started getting the juice, and I know that there is other. And then it goes like, okay, here, Mehdi. And it goes like this. This is good because it's my taste. It's a beautiful smoothie juice. And then people since then, they love it. So we're creating options, a vision, way, and then it takes some education.
There you go, options. I like the fact that you choose to be sober business, but you come up with mocktails. And I've had a few of them, and everyone I've had, it's been really outstanding. And it's like, oh, this is interesting. I could almost give up alcohol. But not quite.
You don't have to give the alcohol, but here when they come here, they can explore second option. They can keep drinking. They can go drink after. We're not changing the way of life. But there is another option called the community, positive, fun here and there, and it's worth opening your mind to, and it is smart options. The other thing that Jay he did, and then we loved it too, is the nitro coffee. I'm not a coffee guy. My wife, she tastes it and I say, hey, Mary, do you like it? She said, I like it. So when he gave me that coffee, and he gave to a lot of people with the nutmeg and whatever those things, and it is smooth, it is nice, and he explained the science behind it, how it's called, good for your gut. So this is where education, options, and we go on, and it will appeal to people time after time. So this is smart. Because nobody will disagree in something positive, smart, and fun. As much as they have stubborn, but when they open their mind a little bit, it goes like, you know what? This is the right way. This is good. And this is where we try to create, because it's coming from initial. Like the guy said, hey, let me show through Axe. I said, no. I like the concept. I'm a guy, when I go for a business or adventure, the business has to nurture me inside, fulfill me inside to make me happy by the second. I go through the business stuff here and there, but I feel nurtured and then happy doing the business as hard as it can.
Right.
If not, forget it. So when I see this, it's fun for the community, it's fun for the kids, for the people, there. And I'm willing to take an honest and say, yeah, absolutely, let's do it. And Jack was like, wow, he had another levels. And then Michelle now is coming to add another perfection, another levels, and on and on and on and on, where everybody find his piece of puzzle to contribute.
Let me
I'm sorry.
Now, Bill.
I know because I want to make
We
sure.
need a little timer. Okay.
So Bill, so you're aware, Cappuccino here, by the way, folks. Nice to meet y'all. Filling in for Kent. He had to step out for a quick meeting. I heard the word coffee. Well, they call me Cappuccino for a reason, right? I love the concept. I love where the conversation is, for the simple fact of, you're right, vetted networks make businesses happen, as well as good partnerships. Now, you're helping people, and help. A lot of people misconstrue the word help for not making money. If you help 10, you get 20. And you guys are actually helping people, and I love that concept. I love the team building concept. I love the fact that you don't need alcohol there to have a great time. So you guys are doing the Lord's work. I love it. It's a great concept. There is a question that did pop in, if you don't mind me asking, from one of our listeners, and that is, what was one of the biggest hurdles that as a team you had to deal with, and how did you overcome it?
Sure. Can I take this?
Can you repeat
I
the
can't.
question?
Yeah,
Can you repeat the question?
so-
I misheard the question. Can you repeat the question?
What are one of the hurdles as a team?
What was your biggest hurdle?
Our biggest hurdle.
And how did you overcome it?
Yeah, I think our biggest, from my perspective, in this venture together, because we're new, the biggest one was just taking. This is a hard one, because taking risk in anything and stopping one life over here to throw it all into something else that you've never done before is a scary move.
Of course it is. Yeah.
Scary move if you're an investor. It's a scary move if you're a partner coming in and a partnership team with equity investment and all time investment, all these things, and to say, okay, that part though gets buffered by, again, who you trust as your partnership team. If that's the case as a partnership team. When we got in this, it was like Mehdi said, I landed in September 12th, and we had October 3rd was our grand opening. We're about 90% there, but we had to literally just pump through this whole place and get it ready, bring the kombucha bar in to create the sober bar environment, which is what our model is. We're shifting and pivoting in the market. We want to do something creative, so we're thinking outside the box while we're learning everything. So how do we overcome new relationships we just met? And it was a warm welcome. But then we also had our differences of like how we communicate. So we had to learn how to communicate on the fly. But that was a hurdle. It was a hurdle because, when you go into it with so many different expectations and you're not really sure what to expect. So you got to go into it with a mindset like, okay, well, it didn't go that way. That's okay. We're going to shift and pivot, and we're going to keep going forward, because you have to have a real sense of passion and trust with your partners, and you have to persevere, and not, when you trip over something, you just got to get back up and run through it, because it can get scary.
You don't dip your toe in the water to see if it's suitable for you to jump in, right? You got to go all in.
Yeah.
You can't just go part way and let's just see how this goes and see how it runs together before we fully commit. You can't. You have to fully commit.
Anas called me up right when the trigger was pulled here with Mehdi, and said, do some due diligence. Let's see if this has got some, we did that piece, right? Okay. So that gave me a little bit of a security blanket. When we got here, how did we overcome the biggest hurdle was we've never met, but we learned real fast how to communicate. And if we didn't know how to communicate with each other, at least we took the time and stepped away and said, okay, let's have 5 minutes. Let's breathe through this. Let's talk through this. And then let's hug it out and let's go back to work.
Yeah,
So we overcame it by communication.
I
which was a big
understand now the question.
Yeah.
All the things, yeah.
Yeah.
But if I add a little bit an element on this listener that he asked this question, which is very crucial and very smart question. Everybody from the partner, he will speak in his experience, but how the partnership comes is by trust. Means me and partner number one, Anas, we have some experience in the past that has been built, and you can trust it enough within a minimum faith you're in. The same thing with partner Anas with Jai. They have mutual things. So Anas, he prepared the ground for Jai. He told him about me enough.
Right.
He secured him enough, and vice versa. So he did that. So when Jai came, I have an expectation, an idea. Partner number three, what is he coming for? What is he? Who is he? Blah, blah, blah. Even though we did not talk on the phone, but when he came, he was welcome because we're kind of, we have experience. We're not really kind of bunch of amateurs. We've never opened a business. And this is the good thing about this partnership. People that are coming from really credible and some good experience. I talk about myself.
Picking a partner is very important because I've had experiences and good and bad. And so, you just said one of the biggest hurdles is making that leap to make that commitment that, okay, let's go, let's get this done. But then you're finding partners that you don't even know, you never met.
This is new. It's a new one. I got to be honest. It's a new approach.
This goes a lot with the personas.
Because you can't just like with your brother or
I
your best friend or somebody like that.
I don't speak on other people, but this group, I talk about myself and Anas. We are personas of trust, of faith, and for adventure. We're fun.
Adventure, you nailed it.
Adventure fun. Means we go, doesn't work, no big deal. We don't freak out. We don't be a big deal. When he said hurt, I don't have hurt in my life. Anything even that looks like crazy things for people, for me, is like nothing.
Move around it.
It's not
like
even nothing to mention.
Yeah.
So you're not married?
I'm married. I married my wife 23 years ago. I met her online 1 week, 2 days to decide. She said yes. I go there. I met her. Bring her here from Canada.
That sounds about right.
I buy my house within 3 days. I don't.
Wow.
I don't go around and around.
Don't mess around.
I don't.
No.
And I do it. And then Jai the same thing. He has his calculation. He's not very sophisticated. He does things, but he is adventurous enough. He doesn't have a reverse. But when he puts his feet, he keep going. And he will create the fun. And the same thing, I think, Michelle, she can speak to herself. So the hurdle here, I think from different perspective, we take it with ease and positive and adventure. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Life is bigger and things it can be.
Let me ask you, Michelle. So you felt this.
Yes.
You came in here, you felt this. How did it go from there? How did that relationship develop from there?
So I obviously vetted it out when this conversation happened and this opportunity was offered. And when I looked at the behind the scenes infrastructure that had been built, I was just incredibly impressed. It's in par with giant, Fortune 100 companies.
For short term.
And this was done for, what we think is one little Axe Lounge, but the behind the scenes and the potential that this had to me was just a no-brainer to partner with these guys. I also, circling back to what you said about the question that was asked by one of the viewers, is the sense of team. Although this is a small group, there didn't really feel, although there's different levels of investment, time and financially, it didn't feel like there was this hierarchy. It felt like I'm the new kid on the block, right? But it felt like we are all equal individual contributors, and we all have, we all have something to offer. And it was the blending of these completely different backgrounds that was just actually fascinating. That's
interesting that you walk in, you get this feeling, this gut feeling, and all of a sudden you get this alliance together because they're recognizing the fact that the talents you bring to the table are talents that they don't exceed at, right? Or they feel that they need someone more like you to focus on it, which means that's one less thing for you to focus
Exactly.
on, right?
Nailed it.
Which allows you to do what you do best.
I love that you said that. That's such a piece that we forget about as business owners. I mean, we can go on about this experience. Yes, this is the first time. I've never partnered into a business where I've never met one of my partners. Where we go, we're going to go work. We're opening this together, and we have so much fun. Okay, but there is another element, like when you can't. It's hard to bring people in until you do the work, and then when you do the work, then you realize the workload, and then that's a time to take all those hats and start handing them out. And sometimes it's not as easy too. It's not, and the best way is organically. It was. You came in to sell us on your business, and you end up being sold on our business, and now we're all working together.
Yeah.
So it's just like one of those things where synergy.
You can't micromanage your burnout.
Yeah.
You won't. You just will not last. You cannot
Micromanage process and not people is my philosophy. Yeah. We all are together on the same bench. Yeah. We're all on the same ladder, growing towards the same.
That takes a certain kind of person. Not everybody can do that. Well, not everybody's meant to be an entrepreneur.
Unreasonable risk taker.
Unreasonable risk takers. Yeah, exactly. I mean, some people are more comfortable in the corporate world.
Calculated.
And I get that. Sometimes being in that comfortable world where I just go in and do what I'm told to do, and and I'll get my paycheck, and I'll live the life I'm going to live. And obviously, I don't think any one of us sitting here is actually geared in that mode anymore.
It's just not in our wiring.
Much more experience. I had 4 years in the corporate world, and after 4 years, I said, I quit. And they're like, why? I said, I can't take stupid anymore. And I walked out.
Right.
And never went back.
Right. And that's, I think, ultimately what led me to make a change into this type of venture, and my other company was I got kind of tired of corporate America. I feel I have a voice in what happens with this business, and am very passionate about the success of it, whether it's in the scope of my role or just other ideas beyond my role. And I love the freedom that this offers, and I love just being able to see the impact of any small decision that's made versus it having to go through a whole chain process. Right. And so that was extremely appealing to me.
Being able to move quickly on issues, concerns, ideas, thoughts.
Yes, it's so impressive.
That's doing your due diligence, so that puts you in that position where you can move more efficiently.
Right.
Yeah, it's like we get into the calculator. Thank you for saying that, and also for being here and investing in yourself and time into the business. I admire that, and that's where I want to just say one thing. This isn't like a I thing. It's never ever an I thing. It's like even in a partnership team, there's going to be, you want to have almost leadership within your own partnership team. You want to be able to all have your roles of leadership. You need it. You
do need it.
It's not a hierarchy. It's not like you're above or below, but it's like we need to have also respect for giving each other direction, taking direction, and know when it's time to, we need to bring somebody in. So this job can now be released, and
there's
a focus on that.
There's a trap there.
Right.
That trap is, hey, stay out of my lane. You're going too far into my lane. There's a trap that partnerships can have. You got to be careful with that, and that's why it's important to understand the rules and the due diligence and the process and procedures and writing them out and having clear ideas and clear mindset. What's my role? And let me stay in my lane as much as I want to go over there and help out.
Yeah. I think the utilities player side of it too, but like what was just mentioned is a lot of business owners and people in partnerships, whether they're new or old, they get hung up on the smallest things for the longest time. Get it done, move it out, move on to the next thing. If you can't resolve it, put it away. It's dead. It's a done deal. Or if you can resolve it quickly and move on. Try to always come up with a positive piece of that.
In the trading pitch, we call that make the trade, manage the risk.
So we have another question that popped up, if you guys are ready. So KJ asks, well, first of all, says it's throwing axes sounds a lot of fun. What are your safety precautions and training like?
Sure. It's a great question. It's safety and precautions. We want to make sure that we instill procedures. We have the right distance to the targets. We invest in high quality wood. We keep it wet. It's a cottonwood, which eliminates risk of bounce back. The axe sticks in it further. We have safety mulch that eliminates some of the risk of, you would think axes are being thrown around, but then we train people, we teach people. The biggest thing about what I've learned in a short amount of time in the axe world is it's hands-on. So we have axe coaches that are right by the side of people. We walk them through the safety training. We teach them how to hold the axe, how to throw the axe. And we're right there coaching them for the first 15 or 20 minutes. So we're 100% hands-on, and we make it fun. Axe launches, what I've learned and what we've all pulled together, can be intimidating.
Mhm.
If you've never thrown an axe, you're like, ew, I don't want people to see me mess up.
Yeah, I was there.
Especially on TV. But you know, like
I haven't thrown an axe yet. 4 times I've been here, I haven't thrown an axe yet.
we're going to get you on axes.
But you're right, there's a comfort zone.
You know, you get into you want to get into bringing people into an environment where it's, for the safety side of it, it's not just how to throw the axe, how to hold it properly, the distance to the target, getting your accuracy down, giving them confidence, reassuring them. It's like training somebody on anything new, but the environment that's created is also an element of what makes it safe, what makes it unsafe.
Mhm.
If you walk into an environment that's cold and bitter and there's alcohol everywhere, for example, or it's not warm and friendly and there's not somebody to help you, they just throw you into an axe lane. They show you one time and they let you be, and you're not having success. Axes are going everywhere.
Right.
You know, you're not having that hands-on. So the investment it takes to bring safety into the element and success with axe throwing, it's one-time investment to the first-time axe thrower, which takes a good solid 20 minutes of your time. Do it as a group so we can get a lot of people trained, and you coach them.
Yes.
When they come back, then they have the experience versus they don't know how to do it. They had a bad experience. They're embarrassed, and they're out the door.
Yes, exactly. Maybe you can touch a little bit more, Jai, on that customer experience that we've discussed. It's not just here's your axe, throw it.
Yeah.
You know, it's that personal level of attention, I think, that's important, and we're trying to create a very comprehensive customer experience.
Right.
And I think that's what where the value lies.
agree.
Because if I walked in these doors and they handed me an axe and just said throw it, and I failed at it without any coaching or support or friendliness in the environment, I'd never return.
I never stick one in the board, I'm not going to be happy.
But you know what? I want to touch on that because you want to bring the element of safety. You want to feel confident that the person that's teaching you how to throw an axe is bringing the element of fun and safety, and it's not intimidating.
Mhm.
Like, okay, I'm going to be the professional bullseye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I missed on TV once. Okay, big deal. Right? We both did, actually.
Yeah.
We all did. But I just want to touch, sorry, Maddie. I wanted to say this because when Michelle first came in that meeting that we had,
Mhm.
and you came in again, and you were missing, okay, it's okay.
I think I
And it
hit
was
1 out of
holiday.
100, maybe.
Okay, but then what happened last night, your third time in?
Oh,
It was
last
just
night I
10.
hit like 20 bullseyes. I had at least 75% accuracy, and that
Seriously?
was just after. Yeah, I'm serious. He doesn't believe me because he's
well,
witnessed.
I did not say that.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I'm proud of you. So
Thank
you're not
you.
exaggerating. For 75%, that's an
Yeah.
amazing because the progress, she's coming down for
Yeah.
and then she went. Now you are pro.
Yeah,
I
and
think
that
the-
gets into the the positive aspect of this, the sense of accomplishment, the increase in self-esteem, the stress reduction. You know, we're trying to also build into a kind of a health and wellness model that this can offer,
Right.
versus sitting around, as I said, at a dinner table, eating fattening food and
Watching
getting
TV
drunk
and-
and
yeah.
watching TV. So
I wanted to answer the question in
Uh-huh.
detail,
Okay.
and that was perfect because it segues into what makes it safe. What makes axe throwing safe is when you actually know how to throw the axe and you're having fun doing it, and it's not a threat to an environment or other people or harmful to yourself. Now I'm having fun because I'm hitting bullseyes. Now it's safe because now I've become an expert in a short amount of time and I'm having fun doing it. So it doesn't happen without being able to coach and train and get that hands-on. That's really the element of that question.
Do
hopefully.
do y'all see and hear what's going on here? Because I'm seeing it and hearing it, and what it is extremely valuable, especially in partnerships. You're positive. Your words are positive. You're supporting each other. You're tapping each other. You know, you're recognizing each of you here.
I give you a hug when I come in, right?
You know,
Diagonal, right? You've seen it, right?
I didn't get a hug yet.
Did I shake
That's
hands with
okay.
you? Did I give
no, you gave me a hug.
How much? How long? 20 seconds?
Right.
Diagonal?
It wasn't
Diagonal?
uncomfortable if that's what you're asking.
No, that's a genuine, and that's who we are. Those I am.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is to say it on and on.
But
It
you're
is.
saying positive things. You were telling her, instead of turning to give her a hard time that she was expecting,
No.
you turned and said, I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
You know, it's,
Yeah.
That's right.
Because
Oh, he
gave me the
hard time
I've seen the
previously,
first
though.
day.
but I can't emphasize how important that is
It
in,
is.
in building a business and having partners and building strategic
Mhm.
alliances with others. I cannot stress how important that is. And it's not easy.
It is not easy, but allow me like 30 seconds if you don't mind on this
I'm
experience.
counting.
Cappuccino! Cappuccino, you're burning 10 seconds.
You gotta be
Cappuccino.
careful.
It's
Do you need help?
Okay. So I forgot.
You gotta be
Okay.
careful with Eddie. You can.
No, you don't have to be careful. Just be kind.
Only when he throws axes.
So basically, the experience of Axel, as Jai said and Michelle said, it's a state of mind.
Mhm.
And then personally, as Jai, he does it different, but we do it within the same line. End of the day, that's the outcome, and that's the result. That's
Right.
philosophy, is to make people think that it's no big deal. It is easy. It is doable. You can do it.
Yeah.
That's one aspect. Aspect number two, as Jay said, technically, it's 1, 2, 3. It's very simple. You're coming with an expectation. You've seen people throwing. You've seen bad experience, and you want to imitate that. You don't need that. Smash everything. Open your mind. Clear
Mhm.
page. We're gonna teach you what I do it in 30 seconds.
Mhm.
And I have a story. I mean, when we bought the place, the guy he's trying to convince me to throw axes, and I don't like arm or guns, my nature. So I told him, no, don't worry about it. He said, no, yeah. I said, don't worry. Anyway, so when we got this place and I brought my family in, they were shocked that, what's that? We bought the place, what's that? So I took the axe to show my family that, yeah, I can. I said, and the twins, they said, Dad, do you know how to throw axe? You don't like this. And I said, hey, watch the guru. And that's what I told him, watch the guru. And I took the axe, seriously, I took the axe, true story. And I did what I do today. And you've seen it, Michelle. And Jai, you've seen it.
Yes.
I'm not saying that I'm 99, but I do it smooth, easy. So I throw it, boom, bullseye. And my wife goes like, whoa. So I said, wait a second. Let me do it too, because I'm not even sure that I did it. I'm in a state of, it's like, whoa. So I did it the second time, was a bullseye. Third time was bullseyes. Fourth time was bullseyes. For a simple story that it was kind of organic or natural to do it easy, and it is easy. Back, straight, twist and the rest, and let it go without any.
We call you Robin Hood of the axe throwing?
No, call me whatever you want to call
The
me.
arrows and-
We get the Fox News and we missed it. So we have fun with it because we had really last the whole day laughing on it.
We made it throughout the second
Oh,
segment. The first segment was really funny. So that, can I just say something about that? When you're in business ownership and partnership, and you could be practicing all day long, you got this. We're bullseyes. We were throwing double bullseyes with 2 axes at one point. Just
We
like
did many
fun.
times that, yeah.
We were throwing. We got Fox News is coming in. They're going to
He
do a
throw
segment
bullseyes 20 feet.
live
From
Fox
20
in the
feet, he can get
morning.
the bullseye.
I could throw from 20 feet
And
out.
the Fox
blah, blah,
News,
blah.
he missed it 3 times.
We all missed.
No, what I'm saying is it
I did the
happens.
thing. I missed it. I hit it. Maddie's like, I got this. Maddie gets up. He throws it. Maddie misses it twice. And then our anchor came. He's like, okay, I just hit this balls. Watch this. He misses it. So we all miss it. And the humor and the humiliation and humor is you got to go through like, well, we missed it. Everybody misses. And it's okay to miss.
It's very
That's the
good.
thing about axe throwing and safety. It's like you think about if you missed, you're going to miss.
Yeah.
It's okay.
In
Keep going.
business, you're gonna have failures.
Yes.
You're going to hit bullseyes.
Exactly.
You're going to miss a point.
But in the long
Might
run,
not hit your target.
in the long run, you will achieve the 90%.
Yes.
Michelle,
Yes.
she throw 100 times now. She's confident that she's having 70, 80% in the board, maybe 50% the board. Means, and this is the experience of people. They get
Right.
addicted to it. They get self-confidence.
Yep.
They
Now
love
you're
it.
speaking
They
like
take
an
it.
entrepreneur, like the business segment on that, if you don't mind if I just vibe off that, is if you're opening a business, whether you know it or not, whether you have a strong partnership team or not, you're doing it by yourself, as long as you keep throwing at that target, you're going to hit that target. If you
Yes.
keep missing the target, you got to know when to quit.
Mhm.
But you have to do it the right way. The
You know,
right
but
thing.
as long as you keep throwing, you're trying. And if you keep throwing, you're going to hit your target. It may not be the target you're
Right.
throwing at, it might be a different one.
Great lesson for all you golfers out there.
Yes.
Bingo.
You know,
So, Jai and I had this discussion about what creates success, all the way down from a child to a business owner to a CEO of a corporation. And the common denominator in all that is grit. And I think that's what links up between throwing an X, the symbolism, I guess, between throwing an X, hitting the target, missing the target. And but you keep going. You figure out, why did I miss? What am I doing wrong? Right. So I think that aligns very closely with what happens in terms of successful business development as well.
I think you also do that with, I hit the bullseye. Now, what did I do?
What did I write?
That got me to that spot,
Right.
Because most people don't look at their successes. They only look at their failures to see how they can be better. Look at your successes too.
Excellent point.
How did I make that work this time?
You know, that's like when people are throwing it specifically, now that we're talking about axes specifically, if they hit it, I said, just keep doing that. And I walk away. My work is done here. Okay, I'm going to give you the keys. I'm going to leave. You're going to start training people. But, you know, and that's humor is fun too. When you break that ice, what creates an unsafe environment is when you leave people without enough education to feel confident, you know, in any environment. If you were to open a bar, which we're not, and you were to say, okay, everybody, you're your own bartender.
I would go to that bar all the time.
You know, you know, but I think that, you know, I don't know if that's a good analogy, but I think that the point is that when somebody's doing something right, then you just let them do it right, you know, and you can also overtrain people, you can overcoach people. And you got to know when to read your target. If your axe throwing customer is not having a good time and their body language is changing, they're getting frustrated, maybe you have to give them a little nourishing. Maybe they just already got it and you just let them do their thing. You don't have to be so hands-on, but you know, it's an experience-driven business.
Yeah,
it is an experience-driven business.
Another thing, Bill, if we take it further, 30 seconds, right?
You know, we have 3
Every time I
minutes.
talk,
We have 3 because they get
30 minutes later. Brett and I are great at 30 seconds.
Discrimination. Cappuccino. He's looking at the
The last segment we did.
clear discrimination from Bill.
I just no, because we have 3 minutes. I just
I want to mention that based on the target, we have the moving target, means when they hit the target and they're good, we can take them to the moving virtual target, where the target become moving. And that's another essence. When you hit the target, you move to another
Just like
experience,
life's a
and you
moving
have
target.
another target, another mission, another thing, and you're good at it. Why? Because target doesn't stay always. The challenge is moving challenge. And this is how she said, how you get the analogy with the business. So this is, and people, they loved it, and for the credit for your segment. So there is a lot of analogy between.
So we have 27 seconds left. I just want to say one quick thing about life and business in general and what we're doing here. Don't give up. If you have a dream, do your homework. You wouldn't take your life savings and dump it into something that you didn't take risk on or assessing your risk on, you know, for that matter of fact. We did our homework. We have a great team. We plan to expand this business. We plan to franchise this business all over the country and world. That's our goal because we know we have the power to do it. So find your power. It starts with yourself. Get the other people that are equally your power, that are experts that you can trust.
They're buying into.
That are buying into it, and don't discount the people that are coming in to help you. If somebody comes in because they love you and they're a customer and they're like, I want to help you build your business, you open your heart up to them because that is somebody that came in with the same passion you came in when you started it. Customer, consumer experience, engagement is what creates that energy. So we talk about the 5 senses, right? I want to talk about this real quick because it's one of our hooks.
Got to hurry.
I'm not done.
Go. You
We
go.
got a minute and a half. Well,
Go
no,
ahead.
I'm used to having a clock that I can see. So this is a little bit unique. This show has never been done in this fashion before.
Oh, thank you.
Never had 3 guests on at one time.
Yeah.
Never been out to the place of business. But I love it. I think it's a great
You loved
setup.
it? You loved it?
Absolutely.
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 You know, real quick, while we do have a little bit of time, I just want to say that if they want to get a hold of you, 855-293-8476 or info@TimberJaxe, that's JAXE.com. Feel free to check out their website here at TimberJaxe.com. I'm going to pop that up real quick, Bill. This way we can kind of get a quick view of the website. Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
What's those corporations that are our sponsors?
Yeah,
Those are all
They're
the ones.
clients. They're customers.
so it looks like you guys have some throwing packages and you can book now through the website just the same. It looks like from small groups to large groups, a throwdown. I love how that's put in there. It's great marketing.
And Drew, you should see if you have the view we have. They have like professional actors on the TV in the background.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
so
wow.
isn't that simple? It's simple to get started. It's easy to get going, but it gets to some pretty high levels here.
Yeah, it is. I've been watching it for the past 1 hour, and I didn't watch this ever. But they do it very smooth and very, very, very cute. But yeah,
So we haven't had 100% of your attention. Thanks, man.
We only need
No,
1%.
I'm
It's like
with you.
2,000% of everybody else.
I'm with you.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Bill, this has been awesome.
Yeah, I
This is
hope
great.
y'all
Cappuccino.
learn some good things here. I know
But you
I
want to
have.
finish by throwing axes. You have to give us a chance to throw axes.
I'll let you
Yeah.
two guys can throw an axe.
Yeah, and hopefully we
Oh,
don't miss.
no,
Come on.
Something you should never do is give anything sharp to Bill.
True.
There's a law for that.
Bill is sharp enough. Bill's sharp enough.
Yeah, right.
The only thing Bill needs to sharpen is his pencil.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
We want to finish that we are open. We would love the support and love of the community. Please book online, call us. As he said, from 10 and plus, they can throw. So bring your kids. It's a sober. Yeah, get little word cappuccino after that to tell them that yes, please. We
Great
support
fun.
and love. Partnership is
Great
here.
experience.
Structure is here. We need dineros. Otherwise,
Love it.
so little dineros, little love, your support. Nobody
There's
get
a-
out
you can't-
disappointed.
This is the piece. Maddie's going to close it.
Yeah, I get it. You know
We have
what?
extra
So
time.
the
Great
100,000
place,
people in Europe
exciting
need to
stuff.
come here. We'll bring it to you wherever you are in the world. I know this is a big audience, and we know that. We want to hopefully bring this energy to everywhere that you're all at
Hey,
someday.
Thanks
Yes.
everybody for listening in. We truly
Thank you,
greatly
Andrew.
appreciate it. We hope you learned something. We hope you come out and enjoy this. This is a blast, I'm telling you. So, but we've also learned about building business and such, and so much valuable information.
Thank you.
I can't thank you enough for being guests.
Vice versa.
A special shout out again. Thank you to all our veterans. We appreciate and thank you for your service,
Yes.
guys and gals. Outstanding.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us, Bill.
Get out here.
So time to see you throwing now.
Get
Off
out
the
here.
camera. Off the camera.
Off camera,
That's what he said. Don't give me the camera. So
y'all are gonna have to hide in different spots.
Or you have to do it on the camera. Let's do it.
We're going to have somebody hold an apple on their head.
Basically, hey, can you throw an axe?
I can leave a little extra time to watch him throw an axe.
All right, come on. Get three
Oh.
axes.
All right.
All right, we have to get.
You just told him to watch out.
I think John, he'll give you 30 seconds.
No pressure, Bill. No pressure.
For people that want to see you how you throw axes. And
All right.
he would give
You
you
ready
30
for this?
seconds, and then hoppa.
Notice how they're not handing them to me. I have to pick my own up out of.
There you
box.
go.
Give me a
He
little
knows the
stage,
rules.
Mark.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Okay.
Look at that.
There's your bullseye.
You didn't see him. That was actually me.
2 months ago, never threw an axe.
Okay. So that's what you want to do. Bill, go for it. That's our basic safety training.
I didn't watch.
Okay.
Best way to
So
close
Bill,
this out, Bill.
hold your axe. We're going to do a little bit of a different type of training. If you're going to try to throw with a one-arm throw, you want to have your finger right around the base of the curve of the axe.
Okay.
Okay.
I got that feel.
Thumb up the axe handle.
I'm not going there with it.
One
I'm
more.
gonna leave that one alone.
And so easy release.
A little
Yes.
bit down. There you go. Okay. Now you're right-handed thrower.
I am
Okay. So you're going to start.
today.
Okay. You're going to start with your left foot forward.
All right.
And then you're going to start with your axe down to your hip.
I wouldn't get out there.
And we're gonna give
I'm
him
not gonna
3
get out
shots
here in
or
front
5
of you.
shots to be
Okay,
fair
axe
with him.
down to your hip.
Okay.
And then you're gonna do one motion. Watch me before you throw.
Okay.
You're gonna go up and down and release. Your power is gonna come right at the end of your throw,
Yep.
not back. It's gonna be straight up and down. Keep your elbow in, and don't overthink it. And take a breath. Okay.
Go, Bill.
Nice work, Bill.
That's worth 0 points.
Business wise means he found good opportunity. Now he's gonna move to 4, 3, 2, 1, and he hit it.
They don't know I'm a natural athlete.
It's true. It's true.
Guys.
One more. If you miss,
One
it's
last
no big
one.
deal. No, not last.
One more. We're gonna close out the show with this throw, Bill.
All right.
Okay.
Ready?
Oh.
Sometimes you
That's all
swing
right.
and sometimes
Well, folks, it just goes to show you. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Either way,
One more.
Don't get get too close.
One more.
Safety line.
It has to be in the book.
Take a deep breath, Bill. All right. It's a swing and a throw.
Yeah, it hit. It hit.
All right, it hit.
We'll get you down a bullseye and you can post
Hey,
it.
we can edit out the last 3 throws, right?
Sure, we will.
All right, you guys want to come in and say
Drew.
goodbye to the audience?
Bill.
Nice work, guys.
You know,
Everybody
hey,
take a bow. Thanks for being on 21-6 Creator Studios with Bill Haas here. Innovative.
This is teamwork.
safety first with the axe.
Hope it was.
Take care, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Drew.